Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. With some of the backgrounds that your players come from, what is it like building confidence into them as basketball players, but also even as young men?
I love it, man. Today was like our first day of off-season basketball. You know, we've been playing here 2 weeks. You know, we've been playing intramurals and stuff like that. But to see those kids come out and they're like looking at each other, you know, like, okay, what you represent? What gang are you in? But to just see them all come together, like 12 or 13 kids out there, different backgrounds, different reasons for being here. You can see it all come together. You know it's going to come together because I've seen it for like the last 10 years, even though we didn't win a lot of games. But the fact that by the time January, February, they're like, oh, we got it. It hits them that we know how to do this stuff now. But so it's too late because everybody else been playing all summer long,
Yeah.
So, but it's a good feeling, man, to just see how it all just, and it's not me, but it's God that just kind of brings it all together, and it's them too, because they start believing in themselves and they get that confidence as well.
How hard is it so you talk about systems and things like that. How hard is it to build a system or to have carryover from year to year? Do you typically have the same players, or are you almost looking at a brand new bunch every year?
Every year. We only had 5 last year. And sometimes when you get those kids that's been there for a while, that's doing good, you want them to be a part of it, even though they can't go off campus, to be a part of it so they can just kind of, okay, this is what they did last year. So you got a little feel of what it is, but everybody else is like new. I think right now we've gone on from like football was in January to like 4 kids, and those same 4 kids that are out there for basketball now, like, hey man, coach, I can't play basketball, I know, but you can go off campus, so that's kind of
that's a huge piece right there, a huge pice.
That's it.
I can't shoot. Not important. We can take you off campus.
Get in the corner, and when you get it, just shoot it. We get you to play defense on the other end,
Being in TAPS in a private school league, you're going to some schools like mine where it's expensive to go here. Like people, if you're here, there are some people that go to Faith that parents, sometimes the kids themselves, they're working their tails off to be able to afford this place. Others, it's not even it's a drop in the bucket, right? Oh, yeah. You're playing against these schools, going to their schools. What's the reception been like? What are those experiences like for your players?
Man, the kids at those schools, the Grapevine Faith, the Corumdales, man, the McKinney Christians, they love our kids, man. They accept them, and it's just like they are. The parents, buying pieces for the kids, giving them food when they come over there. It's like you're going off campus, but they'll welcome you, Hey, regardless of what you guys have done, y'all welcome, and they accept it, like I said, man, I hadn't won a whole lot of basketball. I think I've been to the playoffs like 2 times since I've been here, but just having the opportunity to work with the kids. And that's what I tell all the coaches that come in, man, you're not going to get fired for losing games at Gainesville. That's not going to happen. We want to push the kid. We want to do the best we can, coach them hard. But we're not going to lose our job because we lost the game, because that's not what it's about. The fact that TAP's letting us play in the league, in the football, in the basketball, in the track, letting us do that. That's an honor in itself.
Talk about gratitude right there. Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah. I love it, Coach, because sometimes every once in a while in sports, winning isn't what's most important. And sometimes you have to change your definition of success. My senior year at Baylor, we had to do that. 6 players, going against Kansas. We won 8 games. Coach, we were super successful. I'm sure that you've had some seasons like that where, like you've mentioned, you haven't won a lot. You haven't been in playoffs a bunch, which is worldly success or how a lot of people measure it. But, man, I guarantee you've been successful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it. And we have, and that's what we look at too. Yeah. And like I said, I'm like, man, I think I'm about to catch up with my 500 wins on the 500 losses side out here. So I got to retire because I'm like, it's getting closer.
I can't be 500 when I get out of this thing.
Man, when you go 2-12 and 2-14 and 2-13, man, it's gonna.
You know this though. When it's all said and done, and when you stand before him, not going to talk about those losses, man, or the wins, but the lives that you affected.
That's what it's going to be about, Coach. That's what it's going to be about.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.